Problem: hardened steel you need to drill through in the field or in the shop without the proper tools for the job. Solution: potentially carbide tipped masonry drill bits. Does it actually work? So that is a little disheartening, but I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, you know, maybe what you have to do is just get a hole through this anyway necessary. So we're gonna try that with the torch, and then we're gonna see if we can use this larger bit to kind of wallow it out to the size and hopefully the cleanliness that we would like. But man, this stuff is a challenge to get through. So that is a task I can only describe as being exceedingly miserable. However, it did work. It actually did produce a functional hole. However, I will say the bit made a very valiant sacrifice. It's missing large chunks of its carbide structure there. But this isn't really meant to be a perfect system. This is meant to be kind of a in the field emergency, have to get it done. This is what you got to do to get the job done kind of thing. Now I will say I had some major doubts about how well this was going to work. And to be fair, drilling a pilot hole with that smaller carbide bit didn't work at all, but I'm not an expert on drill bits. I have doubts about the angles that were on the carbide part of those 1/4 inch bits. I don't think I'd buy those. But so the way I learned about this is through Mechanic Steve. Everybody knows Stephen Cox, a good friend of mine, mechanic you see on the channel sometimes. He calls me one time randomly last summer. He's like, hey Stretch, you know, I got this mag drill here and I'm trying to drill through some type of hardened material and I'm just smoking these annular cutters left and right and getting absolutely nowhere. So I said, what'd you do? Buy like the cheapest ones on the internet or whatever? It's like, no, they're a set from, I don't remember exactly the brand, but it's one of the like top 3 or 4 mag drill brands, so they're gonna be pretty good cutters. And I'm like, I got nothing. Sorry, dude, I've never been in that situation before. So he's like, all right, I'll figure something else out. So he calls up an old school machinist buddy of his, and immediately the guy's like, yeah, just run to the nearest big box store, buy yourself some carbide tipped masonry bits, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna be a miserable experience, but it'll work. And he was right. It genuinely did suck and was completely miserable, but it worked. Woo! All right, so what we've learned is if you're gonna do this, start the hole with either a carbide small bit like this. I think even most big box stores will sell like solid carbide 1/4 inch bits or whatever. Don't quote me on that. Maybe not. Maybe it just depends on the specific store in your area, but they pretty much all sell these. Oh, no! All right, well, that's all right. That bit was pretty much junk because it's missing chunks. But anyway, the point is that as long as you can get some type of starter hole through here, you know, I used a torch and that was messy, but it worked. As long as you can do that, you can ram a carbide tipped masonry bit through some incredibly hard steel. Oh yeah, also I tried a few different lubricants since it was taking like the majority of my life to drill that stupid hole. I tried some foamy tapping fluid and it was okay. I tried some WD-40 and it was also okay. And I tried some dark thread cutting oil and this was what worked best. Now, I will also say that's not that much of a surprise because I go through gallons of dark thread cutting oil here at the shop. That's pretty much the only drilling lubricant that I buy for like twist bits. And so, you know, it's not that much of a stretch. It worked the least poorly on this. And if you're going to the big box store to buy some masonry bits, they sell that stuff in the plumbing section, at least at most of them, like a quart or whatever for a few bucks. So thanks for watching.